Ah, look at that. It's been a while since that little thing's played. It's been over a month, I'd say. But welcome everyone for coming in, and thank you to our friend Cody who decided to pay our electricity bill so the show can go on. That's why the show has been canceled for a little while. It's because Hypolite Bricks over there just decided, you know what, that electric bill over there in Ohio, forget about it. So he could make some good stuff for ACOP. But I'm joined none other by Mr. Hypolite Bricks. The dude is like, I feel like anyone who has like a podcast or starts one or whatever an online internet show is, they have like a white whale guest. Like if they could have anyone on, it's like similar to a set. If you could have any set in the world, what would the set be? Wow, I feel terrible comparing you to a Lego set, but it would be
Nah,
you. And thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
excited to be here and talk some Lego and life.
Oh, we're gonna cover some life bases. You know, I'm down for that. And it's just unreal having you here. And also love the shirt. I finally finished season 2 yesterday, and it's magnificent.
Such a good show.
I wish it makes sense why they only did 2 seasons, but it's like, man, why can't we have like a 10-season show of this?
I think 3 would have been the perfect amount. 2 was not enough, but like, I mean, it was, but I could have used a third, but I understand that it was too expensive. Diego Luna was tired, but we got to be thankful for what we got.
Shoot. You're a better man than I am. I would just be calling the studio, Vic. Get the show going. Come on. Like the episode of The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon's one show gets canceled and he calls, what is it, Fox or something? He calls them with like 15 different voices. It's like, I want the show back. But yeah. So before we dive into a whole lot, if you don't know who Hypolite Bricks is, who are you? And you've been living under a rock if you don't know who he is. But would you want to go ahead and give a little introduction?
Yeah, I'm Abe, or Hypolite Bricks is my, I guess, name, whatever you call it, my Lego name that I came up with however many years ago when you pick your Lego name that you just kind of have to stick with for the rest of your life. I build Lego MOCs, specifically kind of smaller ones. I like highly detailed, clean builds. I like to put a lot of time and effort, quality over quantity. And I don't know, I'm just a regular dude, excited to be here. Talk about, whatever we talk about.
Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about a lot of things. I'm not sure if you watched. I know you said you watched a few episodes in the past, so you're probably aware of.
Yeah, I've watched
enough. Oh, you watched them all?
Not all, but I've watched enough. What's about to go down?
Roll down the windows and go for a drive.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm still rocking like a 1984 Plymouth Duster over here. We're going, but the windows are officially down.
I'm in an old Toyota Tacoma. Was my first car.
Dude, Toyota windows. Something about Toyota, they know how to make an automobile.
They do.
The very first guest of the chat. Wow, I am really acting like an uncle over here, as the kids be saying. Shreddy, it's nice to see us here. Then we got Stickler. What's going on? Papa, what a great dude. Absolute great dude. Then we got behind, good old Luke. I miss you, dude. You're alumni. Well, he'll be back on the channel for the good old Christmas special.
Yeah, I saw his episode. I made sure to watch his.
Good dude he is. Charlie, what's going on, Charlie? Haven't seen you in a while. That's probably because I've been gone, but it's nice to see you. We got Anthony. What's going on? Fellow Django Fett lover. We all love Django. Then we got Maul's Vengeance. What's going on, Justin? It's nice to see you. All right. That's who we got currently. Oh. So, Mr. Abe, the very first question of the night is what's the drink of choice for you?
Say that again. My cat was scratching my chair behind me.
I love cats, dude. What's your choice of drink this evening?
My choice of drink is a nice Kona Big Wave. Oh, there's my cat. Kona Big Wave. Drinking cracking a brewski for the pod, for the live stream.
There we go. See, if I didn't have a holy hour at church tonight, I would be joining you. But instead, I got the Ghost Original.
Never had a Ghost.
You know, they're all pretty good, but this one to me I might get flamed by Shreddy here, but it kind of tastes like liquid bubblegum.
I can see that.
That's like a really watered down bubblegum. But so now it's the real questions. That's a nice little icebreaker there. It's always nice to get a taste of what people like to taste.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with it. So my first question to you, Abe, is through watching all your content, I believe I've watched every video at least a good 10, 12 times. Periodically throughout a few videos, there's always like a nice picture of you growing up, with a Lego set, on Christmas or a birthday, whatever the occasion is. And I'm wanting to know if you could tell me a little bit more about that and your overall, what drew you to Lego as a child and how that has had the longevity to keep pushing you to now.
Yeah. It's weird. I feel like everyone remembers when they got their first Lego set. Like, it's just such a kind of surreal experience. I think I got, I loved, I had a lot of like big, they weren't Duplo, but like knockoff big blocks growing up. And then I think when I got my first Lego set, which was like I think it was like a World City. It was before it was just City. It was like World City, some Coast Guard base, and then like a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1 set or something.
Oh, Toby.
And I don't know, there was something about that toy, like the building with it with your hands. It just like was addicting to me. Like, I didn't want any other toys after that. It was just Lego sets. I want Lego sets for my birthday, for Christmas. I mean, I didn't care for any other toys. I didn't really even care about video games. It just was, it was just Lego sets. And I think I really enjoyed the storytelling. I think I liked the being able to like come up with your own worlds in your head. I was more of a shy kid, so I liked just being in my room, building with Lego, having battles on my couch with, my clone battle packs and building spaceships, very similar to just, other kids are just building with Lego. And I don't know, I think it's stuck throughout all the years. I never really had a dark age. I feel like I always kind of kept Legos around. I never got rid of them. But it was always kind of just a nice outlet to just unwind, relax, come home from college at my mom's house, sneak away, maybe go tinker in my room for a little bit, unwind. I don't know. It's something about it stuck that I can't shake it.
You can't. That's awesome. It's almost beautifully profound that for you, like, you never had that dark age where, for me, mine was when I went into the Army. That I feel like anyone who does serve who enjoyed Lego beforehand, that's a guaranteed dark time, because when you go into the barracks, it has dust. Mm-hmm. And dust is no bueno. Especially like every Thursday they come in for an inspection. It's like, you know what? I would keep buying sets, but I would ship them back home. Yeah, whenever I get home, I'll do that. But it's really rare, especially now, after like the COVID. This is gonna sound wrong to say, but like the COVID boom of Lego.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
If anything, if there's one good thing that came out of COVID, it's Lego. the mass amounts of it.
I know, totally. And just like I feel like adults especially too have just, especially with the like all the new like adult lined sets.
Mhm.
Like I kind of forget those didn't always necessarily exist. Like that's kind of a newer thing
Yeah.
that they're just targeting adults now, and they're buying sets. I mean, they're successful.
It is. But at some point, I hope they realize the success is like, let's throw them a bone and take like $5 off every now and again or something.
Maybe $30 off. I can't buy
Yeah.
any sets anymore. They're
I
pricing
know.
me out.
I'm gonna say this, and I might get slack, but I've only bought one set this year, and it's the UCS Papa Django Fett Slave One. It's been the only set I've bought, and if it wasn't that set for me, yeah, I would have never have bought it yet. But for what it is, and to me, I had to. But it's just awesome knowing that you didn't have that dark age. So we're in the same age bracket. I'm sure a lot of us are in this community.
Yeah, how old are you, by the way?
26.
Oh, okay, 2 years younger then. Same age.
So we're close.
I'd kill to be 26 again, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not sure if you want to be my 26, but sure, I'll let you. But over the time of growing up to now, have you always been consuming like the Lego content creation? Like for me, it was starting with Lego Boy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now he's Solid Bricks. Are you able to identify in your own words how that has evolved from then to now? Like, were you a part of that growing up, and did you stick through it with your dark age, or was the Lego media space something you kind of like dabbled in throughout?
No, I definitely consumed Lego content throughout my entire life. Even through, I mean, I didn't have a dark age, but I mean, there were definitely years, especially in college, where, I wasn't building, I was away from my bricks, but I still was like watching David's videos, Solid Brick Studios, in my dorm room, because I think that was a way for me to still feel like connected to my Lego collection, was to kind of live vicariously through David and his mocks, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of other creators, but for sure, Solid Brick Studios was kind of the first guy to just like, I mean, he really kind of changed the game for mock builders and kind of the Lego YouTube. But yeah, I would definitely watch him. I think Rich Boy J was a guy who I would watch, when I was in college. Just again to stay connected to the community. I really enjoy watching Cheesy Studios right now. He's probably my favorite Lego content creator. I think his videos are like so relaxing. It feels like I'm in a little coffee shop every time I put on one of his videos, which is what I like. That's the type of Lego content I like to consume. I love a classic Jang Bricks review. He's probably the only guy. I don't know. He's the only guy I go to watch Lego reviews. I don't know what it is. It's just, maybe it's nostalgia. It's just his vibe. I watch his videos sometimes. Yeah, I don't know.
So, I might be jumping way ahead of the question list here, but my favorite aspect of your content, through, how long you've been posting. I want to say it was like 2 years ago, maybe almost 3. Just how fast time's moving. I feel like you mastered the art of creating a nice like 6 to 9 minute video where you would include, like, say if it's like a weekend, you would be able to show like what you were doing outside of Lego, but also draw it back in. And how, for me, that's like a dream, like to be able to create stuff like that. What was kind of like the light switch moment, like, hey, you know what, maybe this would be kind of neat to show more of like a real life perspective of what it is I'm doing, but because it showed a very human side rather than, the fast fit of nonstop social media with Lego. It's like the constant grind. Like I was talking to Nate about it today, where it's like it's almost like everyone feels peer pressured into a deadline. But when you had those, it felt like you're able to show both sides, and people seem to be more understanding and realize, oh yeah, this is a dude who has a life outside of Lego.
Yeah, I think so. I've kind of been in the Lego community probably I think since COVID. So like 2019, 2020, which is I graduated college in 2019. And then that's kind of when I got back together with my collection. It's when I started building mocks. I was seeing guys in like Rebel Lug build these cool Star Wars mocks, First Order Lego like Luca really inspired me. So I got into mocks, posting mocks, figuring out how to take nice photos of them. I really wanted like a nice clean picture. And I, was looking at all these creators and all these content creators, and social media was really popping off because of COVID. And I don't know, I really liked the Lego space, and I wanted to figure out, how to do something different in the Lego space, and like how to like differentiate myself in the community and like, find my niche. And because in my opinion, I didn't think the Lego community needed another guy reviewing sets. And I knew I wasn't going to be good at that because I don't have a lot of super strong opinions about sets. I also can't afford sets. So I'm like, hey, probably not a good, idea for me. And I tried my hand at stop motion. It was too boring for me. I didn't have the patience for it. And then, it took me like 3 years, almost like 3.5 years for me to like figure out like what I wanted to do exactly, and like how I wanted to showcase my mocks and my mock building. And, I had my wife telling me like, you got to make videos showing people how to make your mocks. And I would always kind of be like, nah, I don't want to do that. Like that's too hard. Like nobody will care. And then eventually I kind of was like, okay, I should probably start showing people kind of how to build these mocks. And like while doing that, I can kind of I wanted to make it a little bit like a vlog where I could show different aspects of my life in it too, and slowly but surely like incorporate more of like my personality and my life into the videos. I mean, if you look at my videos, I show a little bit more of my personality as they go on. And as I get more comfortable on camera, showing my face, being a little funny, cracking a joke.
Me starting out again are pretty funny.
But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do something different, find my spot in the community. I wanted to have a positive impact on the community. I wanted, again, why I like Cheesy Studios is it feels like a small coffee shop that, you go for the good vibes. That's kind of what I wanted for my YouTube channel, was to like a nice place where you could go. It was good vibes. You're not going to get any brain rot. I'm not going to shove a bunch of sponsors in your face. I'm not going to try to get you to buy all these Lego sets that I know are too expensive. I just wanted a nice creative place to chill, relax, unwind. I don't know. I think part of it.
I would definitely say that, where you said, the most important thing for you is to leave a positive impact. Yeah. I would definitely be willing to say you've already nailed that. Everyone I've talked to, they know who you are, and they're like, this guy is, you make mock building seem realistic for a lot of people. I feel like we're at a point in the community where it's, I'm not knocking on anyone. I'm not trying to say that at all. I want to say that first and foremost. Where, especially in the age of like all the conventions coming, there's almost like this societal peer pressure. Like, oh, if you build something, it has to be big. Yeah. If it's not big, then we don't care. But, just by your view count alone, it just shows that you don't need to have some big Bertha that's going to take up like 9 convention tables to say, hey, I built something, where for me, it's like, if I didn't see your channel, I would have never even built any form of mock at all, because it's not so much how big you can make it, but you emphasize all the time, and especially when you did your most recent clone base, you're saying it's not a matter of like how big you make it, but all the small details. Like you went through, you made like a barracks, a small little mess hall, and then the catwalk, the 2-tier. That was cool. I really want to pick your brain about how you even did that. That's so cool, dude. But stuff like that where you're able to make it a nice structural and safe spot for a lot of people that come into mock building and know, like, yeah, I can make something small, and if that's all I can do, if that's all the space I have, that's okay. Like, I would definitely say you for sure nailed the positive impact.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree, because I mean, there definitely is a place for massive Lego mocks. Like, I think they're phenomenal. Like, I think David's recent Geonosis mock that he did was by far his best one, and truly like one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Do I want to do that? Absolutely not. But like, because that's it would be so much work. I can't even imagine. I don't even know how he did that. But the reality is, majority of people can't ever do that. So it's like, okay, maybe I can show people more realistically, hey, like, you could do things like this. You don't need that many pieces. You do need some, and it's not cheap, but it's not impossible to create good Lego mocks. They can still be small, which I'm glad it's had a positive impact.
I would definitely, in my personal opinion, I think the smaller mocks are better than the big ones. That's what I'll die on that hill, 100%, because it's just like, it's also nice as like a viewer standpoint, especially when you're consuming that form of content, where it's great to keep coming back every week for the same build, but in every building series, there's always like this stagnant point where it's like too much structural and not enough like visual. But of course that has to happen. There has to be a trade-off somewhere. But for you, it's like, you release like a 7 to 11 minute video, and it's like has a solid beginning, middle, end, and then especially with the narration where you're kind of going through. And I wish there was definitely more of that.
Yeah, I think too, just from a social media standpoint, as someone, like me, who does create smaller mocks and who has definitely shifted to YouTube as like my main platform that I want to like showcase my mocks on, it is like hard where it's like, okay, how am I going to compete with, compete may be the wrong word, because like I'm not, I respect all of my peers, but it's like, okay, we are kind of technically competing for eyeballs, where it's like, okay, how am I gonna get viewers on these mocks, which may not be as flashy in a thumbnail as like 50, I don't know, as just a giant mock. So it's like, I think I try to have like, yeah, here's a 10-minute video, I build the entire mock in one video. You don't have to sit and wait for months for my next update. And that's kind of why for my Rogue One series, I haven't released any videos, and I'm trying to make sure the series is all done. So then once it's all done, I can start posting videos, and then people don't have to wait 3 months in between videos, and I can just go, okay, one video this week, next week's another video. I think it'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that series. I loved your Andor season 1 series. That was great. And now I'm just like, man, that was a year or so ago now. And it's like, you've had all that time to start progressing more as a builder. And it's like, man, if I thought your Andor ones were like a work of art, I'm like, man, this is going to be a treat. So I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, I think I outdid myself with this series. I'm excited. So
I'm very I was rewatching a few of your videos the other night, and during your Lego room tour where you're flipping through your sketchbook, I'm like, I'm trying to like pause per frame, like, what can I see out of here? And I realized I couldn't see a whole lot, so like, I'm just gonna give up here. But also we've had a few people coming. Cody Studlake, what's going on? Mr. Matt Black Bricks, the man with 3 names, and I love it. And then I'm not going to try and be mean here. I genuinely can't pronounce Cousinomics.
Cousinomics, I'm guessing.
Hello. It's nice to see you. And Stickler's saying Luca and Jay are his favorite mock builders.
They're good.
Solid roster there. But we got Lego Men 360. What's going on, Cole? It's nice to see you. Alumni. He was the very first guest on the show.
Oh yeah, I watched his episode as well.
Very, very good episode. It's almost crazy to think that's almost been a year now. Wowzers. And we got Tiger. What's going on, dude? Fellow Ohioan. Hope you're enjoying the crisp fall weather. But kind of going back here, I apologize for getting distracted. I keep bringing up your Lego room tour. And I wanted to comment so bad on one item that you have, but I'm like, if I ever get them on a show, that's where I'll ask it. You have a singular Coors can on a shelf.
Yeah.
Can I ask the story behind that?
It's actually a candle that my wife got me. So it's like a Coors can with like wax candle on the inside.
We have to give your wife the greatest spouse award of all time. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's still sitting up there.
I would have never guessed it was a candle.
Yep.
Never would have guessed in a million years, dude. I was thinking, like, for some reason, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe, he went to the fridge to grab a second one while he was filming and just forgot to move it. But that's awesome. So you were talking about your stop motion.
Yeah.
And that leads me to kind of like a personal question outside of Lego. You're also a very big movie buff.
Mm-hmm.
Is Pulp Fiction in your top 5?
It is not. But I love that scene that I did for, I did that. I think that was one of the first things on my YouTube channel was that Stop Fiction Pulp Fiction scene. It just was a good scene to animate, but it is not in my top 5. But it is one of my favorite, I think. I don't know why I'm blanking on that director's name right now. Quentin Tarantino. One of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies. It's just a classic.
Oh, yeah. I know it's his newest one, or one of his newer ones. My favorite from him would have to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
So good.
Love that movie.
I know.
It's so good.
It's so funny, and I don't know. Brad Pitt and Leo are just charming as ever. It's hard to beat those two sometimes.
For me, we just seen James Dean. That was great.
Yeah.
And then I didn't notice this, but that's kind of like the movie that gave Sydney Sweeney her like big break.
Yeah, she was one of the like Manson kids or children. One of those actors. Yeah. I
didn't realize that till I was doing like a rewatch a few months ago. I'm like, wait. So of course, naturally go onto Letterboxd and you scroll. You're like, that's one of her earliest things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
It was kind of the start of a lot of those younger.
Austin Butler's another one.
Yeah.
Just great. But in Letterboxd fashion, I know you're a fellow user.
Oh yeah.
What's your top 4?
Let me actually pull them up right now. Let's see what I've got going on.
I have to copy here. I have to do the same.
Let's see. Currently. All right. My top 4 right now, which I probably need to update mine. One of them is Captain Fantastic.
Great film.
Just a good, like, I don't know. It's a really good kind of drama. There's some fun things. I love a good, like, family dynamic movie. Another one, Good Will Hunting.
It's classic.
It's something about, like, them being in... I love when people are in like movies that take place in Boston.
Yeah, something about it.
Something about it. The town, Good Will Hunting. I mean, there's something about that vibe I just can't get enough of.
Yeah.
School of Rock is in my top 4.
Jack Black. I remember watching that. That's a great one.
Iconic movie. And then The Batman is my other one, which is just I don't know. That movie blew my mind. It's everything I ever wanted in a Batman movie. Just dark. I also love that director. He did like 2 of the Planet of the Apes movies.
Mr. Reeves.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know. His vision is off the charts, and I love the vibes of his movies. Dark, gritty. Love a good dark, gritty movie.
My favorite builds of yours have to come from the Batman.
Yeah.
That's actually how I found you, was through the Batman
series.
Yep.
I kind of forget I did that, actually.
Dude, beautiful work.
Thank you.
For my top 4, I got number 1. It'll always be my number 1 film, The Karate Kid.
Oh, the original? Okay.
Love that movie. For us as a family, it's really great because my one cousin Braden at my brother's wedding, they were taking too long. They were still writing their vows or something, but the candle was starting to flicker out. So my little cousin, he just yells, "Wax on, wax off," really loud in the middle of this church. It's great. That I got Interstellar.
Okay, yeah. Iconic.
Absolutely. And I had to put the new Superman. Love that movie to bits. All-time favorite superhero movie ever done. And it was really cool being able to witness it being filmed in the flesh. That was just such a cool experience. And walking through Metropolis here in Cleveland, I was like, yo, I'm making a comic book right now. Yeah. And then also another Robin Williams film. Love it. Just great top 4. It's always a tie for me at that 4th. Perfect Days is also up in there too.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, recommend Perfect Days. But yeah, it's a tie between those 2 movies. I can't. It's always hard to just like pick 4 when I'm like, why can't there just be a 5th?
I know.
Because I love Dead Poet Society, and I also love Good Days.
Dead Poet Society is good.
It's good. It's okay. I'm gonna keep beating myself up over this. We've had a few more fella. Balfman Bricks, great mocks and videos to you. Really liked your design tips. Going to listen to this convo later when I have the time. Well, it's gonna be on replay. If there's any ever questions you have, just comment, and I'm sure eventually it'll definitely be read at some point. Or it may even be addressed here during the show. One may never know. But regarding your candle, Coconut's comment was great. Sometimes you gotta light one up after a long day.
Oh, that's good.
And amen, Tiger. I don't like this whole 5 o'clock and it's dark out.
It's not fun.
No. It is not. That's how you know you're at the end of the year, though. And it's like, Went by too quick this year.
I want to circle back, though. David Cornsweat. I never know how to pronounce his last name.
Yep, you got it.
Truly, he was so good at Superman.
Oh, yeah.
I was like obsessed with him. I was like, he was so good, so likable. Just, I don't know.
Have to flex the dude.
That's perfect.
He's definitely my second favorite iteration actor to take up the mantle. Number 1 for me will always be Christopher. But David's, I'll put David at number 1. Say if we're going like a tier list, Chris will be S tier. David is right there into A. Just really, it's just nice having a Superman that cares about people again. I mean, not saying Henry's didn't. There's definitely parts where he did, but it's like, especially when there's the whole train going through and destroying the city, and he just like jumps over it. I'm like, dude, this is not Superman.
Yeah, no. James Gunn did a good job with the vibe of him, and I don't know, even him like saving that squirrel.
Yes,
it was a good touch. It was nice.
If you're ever in Cleveland and you can actually see they put a little squirrel right in downtown where they did the sloop, so you can see the little tiny squirrel. It's adorable. I'm surprised they did it because I feel like it's a big trip hazard because it's so small. But and then they also put up the big Christopher Reeve Superman statue right there in downtown too, which is nice. The only thing I'm fearful now is now Warner Brothers is putting DC up for sale.
I did see that yesterday. Yeah.
I'm like, man, hopefully Paramount gets it because Paramount's like, yeah, we'll keep James Gunn. Everyone else is like, oh. We'll see.
I know.
Oh, you went to the arcade? Nice. The arcade's so beautiful. If anyone ever has a chance, if you're ever in Cleveland, go to the Cleveland arcade. That's where they did the Rachel and Superman's kiss at the end of the movie. It's right in there. Tower City. Great time. But I guess it can feed into a question of mine. You've done a lot of work, like you've done Star Wars, of course. You've done a Fallout. Pulp Fiction, Batman. You're well versed, and you've also done Alien, great film. Do you foresee yourself ever kind of dabbling back with, revisiting the Batman, maybe like when the second movie comes out in 2027, or are you kind of like locked in on just focusing for Star Wars currently?
I mean, literally every movie I watch, I'm like, oh, I really want to build a Lego mock from this. Like I saw Superman, and I was like, oh, I want to build a mock of this, but then I just don't have time, and I do work a full-time job, and I coach soccer, high school soccer in the fall, so like I just have no time. But yeah, I definitely would like to do. I really want to do like a Batman Arkham build. I think that would be cool. Just not necessarily based on anything, but just like a cool Arkham Asylum. I think it would be cool to do like a Batman, like a nice Batcave build. I really want to get into like fantasy, some more like castle mocks with dragons. I think that would be cool. I've never really done anything like that. So I've got some sketches that, we'll see what I end up doing next after Rogue One. I also really like Harry Potter. I think it would be cool to do like maybe a couple Harry Potter builds. Maybe like specifically based on like the fourth book. I think some cool ones. Tri-Wizard Tournament stuff I think would be cool to build on Lego.
That's a movie a series I need to sit down and watch. I've never seen Harry Potter.
Oh, really? That's good. They're good. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of it is just I don't have time to do as much as I'd like to do.
Sure.
And Star Wars, I don't know. I just love Star Wars, and it's hard. It's hard to get away from it. Like I just,
It's very much like I love in your video you did. It's actually my all-time favorite piece of Star Wars media, other than Attack of the Clones. But you did the Jedi Fallen Order mock, and there's a little stick figure holding the sign. I love Star Wars. I love that so much. As soon as you said that, came to mind. Have you gotten a chance to sit down and play the second game?
Yeah. I think I did. Yes.
How did you like it?
Why am I blanking on if I played it or not? I 100% did. It was so good. I think it was better than the first one.
Yeah, I have to agree.
I think it was. I feel like I think just because you're not like a Padawan anymore, so you start the game already like really like more advanced, which I liked. So the gameplay was a little bit more fun. Yeah, I think it was a little bit more open world, I think, in parts of the maps, which I think
for sure
was really fun.
I can't remember where it's at, but where you can kind of slip behind the rocks and you can see I think it's a Wampa is painting a picture. That's just great. It's like stuff like that. I would say out of all the builds you've done, when you did the Fallen Order, that was probably my favorite.
Yeah, I want to do another one.
so clean. And also, it's my favorite Star Wars planet. I like the lush greens, especially the green that you chose for when you did that build. So feeding onto that, whenever you go into to build something, I know you said it a few times in a couple of your videos. What's like looking back? How do you break down everything before you start? 'Cause I know you said you're a big fan of drawing out. Um, and then from there, when you're kind of drawing it out, do you start to tinker in your mind already? It's like, what parts that I need here and the color palette and availability? Does that all kind of factor in?
Yeah. I got a sketch. I like have my sketchbook here that I will sketch out my ideas. So I sketch it out, and then, like you said, I do kind of plan in my head. Okay, what size do I want it to be? What pieces do I have? How can I maybe go about it? Do I want it to be kind of like a free form landscape? Do I want a black base? What colors do I want it to be? So I usually pick all of that out beforehand. I usually like tinker with my minifigures too, because I think I love minifigures so freaking much. Like most of the time I buy Lego sets, it's specifically for minifigures if I do buy Lego sets, just because it's truly one of my favorite parts. And like adding minifigures at the end of a mock is just one of my favorite things. So I'll usually tinker with minifigures beforehand, and I think it kind of gets my creative juices flowing. And then I just kind of get after it. And then I just start and let the creative journey just take me where it takes me, I guess.
I commend that because for me, I really want to. I feel like I'm at a camp with like probably about 15 million other people. It's like I really want to start doing like mocks like you're doing, but I feel like a guy who doesn't have a whole lot of parts, and the sets you do have, you want to keep built for the most part. If just even the thought of like wanting to get into mock building can be very overwhelming, just with the sense, and that's what I loved about you. You sat down for like a couple 20-minute videos and was like, hey, breaking it down Barney style for a lot of people, including me. And in a way, where would you say for people who do feel that kind of like overwhelmment, where would you say would be a nice place to start, rather than just kind of like, oh man, how do I even go about getting all this stuff, or just getting the courage to go out and do it? Because I feel like it's very overwhelming because you see great builders like yourself and other people building these great things, and then when you build something as someone new, it's just a blob. Where would you say would be like a nice introductory starting point for people?
I mean, I think a good introductory is like modifying Lego sets. Like I remember when I think it was like my senior year of college, I kind of was like home for break, and I was like, I kind of want to maybe start building Lego mocks. And I think it was like the Peter Parker's apartment. I think it was like an Infinity War set technically. And I just modified it. Like I think modifying sets is a good way to start getting the creative juices flowing of just like, okay, this is how I can take apart this part. Maybe I replace this piece with this piece, or there's too many studs showing. So how can I maybe get rid of some of these studs? Like I think modifying sets is a good way to start if you're feeling overwhelmed by starting just completely from scratch, because that's how I got my start. And I thought it was a good introduction. I think it's tough. I don't like displaying Lego sets really. So I think a lot of my parts collection is just like me parting out sets. So like, I think that's where a huge bulk of my collection came from. But if you don't want to do that, I think just like, look at Facebook Marketplace. Like I think a comment said, if you have any half-price bookstores, I don't know if there's any half-price bookstores in Ohio, or I think they're in the Midwest, but like they weirdly have just random Lego, pretty cheap parts that you can find sometimes. I think stick to like basic bricks if you want to buy parts. Picket brick walls are a good place to start, but like getting like just 2x4 bricks, 1x2 bricks, getting some plates. Like Lego has a kind of a crazy parts collection, and I feel like they've really like enhanced their parts these past couple years, like putting out new parts out like all the time. And it's kind of overwhelming for me even at times. But I think just sticking to the basics isn't a bad place to start if you're feeling overwhelmed. Like you don't necessarily need the newest parts that Lego's putting out to build quality mocks, in my opinion. And I think just start small. Like start really small. All you really need, maybe just like a 16x16 base plate, and then just go from there. And try to watch some tutorials if you can on YouTube. I think that's also why I'm trying to like do more like helpful tips and tutorials, and also showcase me building them, just to help people, I don't know, teach people how to build mocks, because there's not a ton of information out there. But I don't know, hopefully that answers the question a little bit, I guess.
Absolutely. So for you, I'm always fascinated by people who are mock builders and also film that whole process, because I feel like it's already tedious enough having to build something, and make it grit, as gritty as you can make it. But once you start filming, you're adding like a whole new can of beans to the mix. Does it ever seem to be too much, or how do you remind yourself, like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be filming this? Like, are there ever moments where you're like, shoot, I just got like a whole slew of it done and I didn't film?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
It sucks, if I'm being completely honest. Filming is my least favorite part. And like, I do love it, but also, yeah, like having to like stop and film yourself, it's incredibly tedious. Like, and building Lego mocks is incredibly tedious, and then to film yourself do it is tough. Yeah, I mean, I kind of have this like tripod thing behind me that I can just swing over. So that's been really helpful to just like swing that over and film stuff. You really just have to stay disciplined. And I will say, the more I've done it, the more I've learned what I need to film and what I don't really need to film. So like, if I know I'm going to place a ton of filler brick down, I can easily get a time lapse of me doing that. Versus like, if I'm tinkering on a specific bit of like landscaping for like 2 hours, I know I don't need to film all that, because it's not going to be super fun to watch me just tinker for 2 hours. So like, I don't know. I think I've learned over time what to film and what not to film. But I will say it isn't always fun, and it does suck. And that is just, but that's what I decided to make videos about. So I gotta just stay disciplined sometimes. And I'm not gonna lie, there are definitely times where I build something and then I have to take it apart and rebuild it on camera, because I'm like, which I do honestly a ton, where I just will sit and build something and then I'm like, okay, I think this is the final product. I remember how I did it, I take it apart, and then I rebuild it on camera. And it's, it takes a while, but I think it's worth it, and people like it. So
I like that a lot. That's what always intrigues me the most, like, since sitting down and talking to everyone in this type of format, that's kind of why I started it, is so people like yourself can have a chance to kind of like shed a light, so people can be a little bit more understanding. Because people get pretty upset, like if you don't have a video out in like a month, 2, 3, 4 months or something, and people just don't realize how much goes on to just make that happen. And I feel like you balanced that very well when you did your most recent clone base. is it looked like it took you a fat minute.
Yeah, it did.
And I like that you split it up into those two parts, but still had something in between and had that pull coming back. So has there been like a build that you've been very, very proud of that maybe didn't perform the best on YouTube or Instagram? And does that ever sway you to change where you find inspiration for projects?
That's a good question. I will say my I think the most recent mocks I've done that I've posted about was the Cloud City and clone base one.
Mm-hmm.
Those two did perform really well, so I can't complain about that. They took me forever to make. Like, they took me a long time. So I do want to comment on, like, people that make mocks and these videos. It does take a long time. So I do appreciate when like my videos do well, because it's a lot to not only build it, but film myself building it, take pictures, edit it, record voice. I mean, I have to write the script, record voiceover. So it's nice when they perform well for me, my standards. I think one mock that I didn't perform well, this was before I started doing these like more in-depth videos, but I made a really big Naboo mock 2 years ago. It didn't perform very well on Instagram. I think it was like right when Instagram's algorithm was kind of changing, and it was like right before they were getting into Instagram Reels. So I just think like sometimes you can just tell when the algorithm's just not picking something up, and that mock was like massive. I put a lot of effort into it, and it just didn't really. I mean, I can't complain. It to some people they would think it performed well, but I think for me, I was like a little disappointed about like it didn't really get a ton of reach. So that one I think was my one where I was a little disappointed, where I was like, this was a really good mock. I wish more people. It genuinely was like, I think this is a really good mock. It's too bad the algorithm just absolutely crushed this one.
Yeah.
Which happens. That's just, it's tough.
Is there, speaking of algorithm and everything like that, is there like a project that you've always wanted to do, but you feel like not only the algorithm, but the community itself won't be into it as much?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think there's kind of going back to earlier where I like watch a movie like Superman or something. I'm like, I could do like a fun little build about this, but like, I know it's tough because like I build something like that big clone base or Cloud City. It's like one of my larger mocks, and it's great for YouTube because it's going to be a longer video and it's going to be more details. So there are things where I'm like, I see Superman. I could build maybe a small mock, but like, can I really make a full in-depth video about this? And is it really worth my time to do that? So I think that's kind of where I'm like, maybe I skip this one. Or there's a lot of podcasts I like that I think about like maybe building like a little podcast studio and like sharing it online to tagging the podcast. I mean, I think that would be really cool, and like maybe help get my work out there to like a more just like mainstream people, I guess. Even that, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe one day.
I love that idea, because the whole entire reason why I have this thing is because of Lex Friedman. It's if it wasn't for Lex Friedman, I wouldn't. It was ironic. Like, I would just listen to a Lex Friedman podcast, and I texted Cody like, "Hey, is this a good idea?" He goes, "Send it." It's right on Christmas. I just see he said, "Do it," just to ignore my text the rest of the day or something. But I like that idea of who would be the podcast that you would do if you were to do it.
This one podcast I like. What's it called? I think it's just called the Almost Friday podcast. It's these guys. It's like the Friday Beers Company. but it's just these two comedians. I mean, I think this company has a few different podcasts, but I think it's just the Almost Friday podcast. It's this guy, Liam and Will. But I know they like Lego sets too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I gotta create a little podcast studio and two of their minifigs and like just share it to them.
That's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
But we got Kennedy. He's saying, "What up? Glad to see you."
Yeah.
And he's a big fan.
I watched his episode as well.
It was right after I got done with his episode. I was talking to him in a green room. He's like, "Who do you?" I'm like, "Hey, do you have any connection with Abe by chance?" Because I was like, as soon as I was going, I'm like, I need to have you on. So it's full circle here that Kennedy's also present. It's kind of neat. I'm sorry, I'm being a bit needy, because I'm a big Superman stan.
Mm-hmm.
What would be like a scene that you'd like to make if time wasn't a constraint or money, whatever it was? What would be that scene for you?
Maybe a scene in the that's tough actually. I don't know. I really liked all the scenes in his I'm blanking on what's his fortress called?
The Fortress of Solitude?
Fortress of Solitude. Something in there, maybe with his robots and the dog, and I don't know. That end scene of him, spoiler alert, but just him with them playing his like family on the screen.
Yes.
Like you just can't. That was like the best part of the movie right there was the end. I couldn't believe it. So I don't know, something in there maybe.
Every time I saw it in theaters, which is definitely over 20 times, I cried every time at the end. I'm like, man, beautiful. And then he just had the punk rocker at the end. I'm like, James Gunn cooked here.
He did. That ending was perfect.
It really was. So everyone I've talked to about you, there's always this one interesting question: is how did you come up with your name?
Yeah. So where do I begin? In Minnesota, obviously in the Midwest, there's a lot of Native American tribes. And I think in Minnesota, in the Dakotas, maybe Iowa, Sioux is one of the prominent, or Dakota is one of the prominent Native American tribes. Basically, like some of my ancestors, it's like my great grandma was a Native American, and I had like family that were like Irish fur traders and also Native Americans. And one of my Native American cousins was named Hypolite. So this is on my dad's side of the family. My dad had a business growing up called Hypolite Design. So when I was coming up with my username, I think I just was like, let's just do Hypolite Bricks. And it just it stuck, I guess. Here we are. However, I don't even know when I came up with that username. A long time ago, I think.
I dig it.
Here we are. Just one of my ancestors.
I'm glad that I've heard you said it, because I'm always like, anytime I read it, I'm always like super self-conscious. Like, man, did I pronounce his name right?
Yeah, a lot of people say Hypolite. No, what do people say? Hippolyte. I think a lot of people say Hypolite, but it's Hypolite.
That's what I've always thought was the hippo and the hypo. And it's like, I don't want to. I'm glad I've heard you say it now. That I've that for sure, like verbal locked in communication here. And so when did your entire mock building journey, like how it is now, like this is almost like your own builder's philosophy of like how you do certain things. When did this all start to kind of hone in, and you started to lock down a system? How did that all come in?
So let's see. I graduated college in 2019. I lived out in California for a little bit. I moved home, and I was I got a job I worked at a medical company. I was just in a pretty corporate job. I was an administrator / analyst. I worked there for 2 years and absolutely hated it. It wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't creative at all. I quit my job with no job lined up after. I was living at home with my mom. I was living in my mom's basement. And I hadn't quite quit my job yet, but I knew I was going to. And I think I built a low-thal mock. And that was like the start of me on like a different... That was like the day I was like, okay, I'm going to build this mock, and this is where I'm going to showcase how I build it. And this is like the start of my kind of type of video. It's definitely improved a lot since then, but like that was kind of the start where I was like, okay, I'm going to quit my job eventually. Let's start YouTube. Maybe I could like get a little bigger on YouTube. Maybe I can make some money off YouTube even. Maybe I can get monetized. And that was kind of the start with that low-thal mock. And then eventually I quit my job, and that's when I did my Andor series. So I was completely unemployed, living in my mom's basement, just hyper fixated on Andor, building Andor mocks in my mom's basement.
I love that.
And I was just doing one mock a week. And yeah, I was coaching soccer, just working on Andor mocks. And I think that Andor series really solidified my style, my type of video. And yeah, eventually I did get a different job though, so I'm no longer unemployed.
See, I've made the mistake before similar to that. It's quitting a job with no backup. And you're like, man, what do I do? And of course I did that right when like the job market went for the plummet. And I'm like, shoot, I really made a bad choice here. But it's ironic you said, you're doing that in your mom's basement, because when that series happened, my mom and I watched every one of them together, and that was great. Yep, my mom she's currently watching too. She likes all your stuff, which is great.
Amazing.
So you're definitely in a family channel. Does that sound weird?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'd love to hear it.
But Kennedy's wondering, how's the Rogue One builds coming?
Yeah, should I get into that right now?
I mean, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about the Rogue One series. Good. I think I originally had 15 mocks planned to build, and then I realized that was crazy. So then I lowered it to like 14, and then that was still too crazy. So now it's 12 mocks. 12. And I have 10 done. And I'm currently working on the 11th, which I think I should finish in a couple days. So I think the goal is to start releasing videos in January. I think I'll be able to do that.
That's going to be the best Christmas present.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun way to start the new year. They're like I had to hide a bunch of them. They were like all around, and I'm like, I'm not showcasing them yet.
Darn.
But they're around here.
Oh
yeah, I got 10 done. I'm really proud of them. I think they're really good. It's tough because I think the Andor series is definitely really well received, and I think a favorite. A lot of people come to me and are like, man, your Andor series is really great. And I love to hear that. So I think with this Rogue One series, it's like, okay, I want it to be similar to Andor, but how do I, elevate it a little bit? How do I make this a little bit better? Can I make the mocks a little bit more detailed? Can I make them a little bit more unique? Can I make some of them bigger, some of them smaller? And yeah, I think there's going to be some good stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited.
I think I speak for all of us here. We're all excited because Kennedy's going to be happy to hear it. I finally finished Andor Season 2, and I loved it, every second of it. And I am sad that I'll never get the satisfaction of watching it for the first time ever again. And sometimes there's a part of me where I'm like, you know what? I wish I could have a blank on my memory, just watch it all again because it's beautiful.
I know. It's so good.
So with you doing Rogue One, for me that movie had a huge impact on my life. If I never watched Rogue One, I would have never joined the army, which is interesting because I saw that movie and was like, hey, I'm coming to you. I like seeing it from. It's so rare in Star Wars where we get to see something from just a normal dude's perspective, and not like, I love Jedi and clones as much as the next guy.
Same.
But something about just seeing like an average Joe doing it's great.
It is good. It's fun.
So
how long were you in the military for? You don't mind me?
So I did a total of 6, and that was fun.
6 years?
Yeah, I did half of it active and half reserve.
Where were you? Did you go to any different countries?
I wish. I was very. For me, it was very interesting. So anytime like they were about to deploy, I went and did a schoolhouse. So I went and did training of some kind. It was just never the right timing. And then as soon as I was finally about to be locked in for one, I got out. I'm like, man, but at the same time, like, go somewhere else for 9 months or have an entire lifetime of freedom again. Which one is going to be great? But looking back, for anyone who's watching, stay in if they are doing a deployment, because if you think like Brickworld FOMO is bad, seeing like the heinous activities they get up to over there is remarkable. Like I remember just going on like my personal IG and seeing like my buddies were, drinking beer out of like an AT-4 rocket launcher, and I'm like, that's great. It's just like, so kind of circling back here. I think this is a dying question for everyone who's watched the Andor series. Is there gonna be an Andor season 2 build series?
Maybe one day. I think it would be fun. I definitely need some time to like, I don't know, just like let the series sit for a while, and I don't know, because I feel like that series is like so dark. Like it was a little bit more like dark and depressing than the first season. So I feel like I need to just like let it sit and chill for a while before I like really dive into it. But it's definitely something I've thought of, and I've kind of like let cook in my mind a little bit. Like, okay, how would I do that series? And yeah, I wouldn't say it's not. I'm not committing to it, but it's definitely not like impossible that I would do it.
Good. And is there any chance that you're going to be coming to Brickworld anytime?
I don't know. I've never been to a Lego convention before, mostly because I just don't have. A lot of the times it was just because I didn't have vacation days to go, especially when I was at that corporate job. I just never had the time, or I had like a wedding I had to go to, or a bachelor party where I'm like, I can't go. But I would like to go meet some people, and like I truly haven't met that many people in the Lego community. I obviously communicate with people in my DMs and stuff, but like I've never been to a convention. I've never, like, I feel like I'm kind of a fly in the wall in the community. Like this is like a huge thing, is to coming on this live stream and talking to you. And I did go to the Lego Masters, like that open call audition, or I got invited to do that. And like, that was kind of like my first major introduction into the Lego community, was like meeting people there, talking to Luke, I don't know, briefly. Like that was kind of my first, but I would love to go to a convention, by the way.
I was so jealous of Luke when he was like, hey, guess who I talked to today? And there's a picture of you two. I'm like, dude, get out of here.
That was so funny. That was so funny. No, after that, I was like, I got to go on his podcast for sure. That was why I couldn't initially when you had asked, because I was like doing all of those. It's kind of an exhausting process doing all those interviews.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Like it kind of sucks. I'm just like very introverted, so like to do all those auditions, even though a lot of them are just on Zoom, it's still like
Hmm.
very exhausting. And I think you had asked me like during the middle of all that, and I was like,
Oh my bad, homie.
well, I mean, you didn't know, so I was like, let me just get back. Let me let you know when I have less going on, because it also was just a crazy opportunity. But
Yeah. Are you are you able to speak on that at all, or is it kind of like still
I
locked?
mean, I can't talk too much about it just because it hasn't aired. But I
Sure.
mean, it was like public knowledge that was happening, and that was my third time auditioning for the show. They had reached out to me in 20. I don't know when did they first reach out to me? 2020.
Mm.
I just moved home from LA. So it's kind of weird to like be in LA and be around kind of film. A lot of my friends out there were like in the film industry and TV. So it was like weird to like be out there with all of those people. And then right when I moved home to get that message being like, hey, do you want to audition for this TV show? And I'm like, what a weird thing to happen.
Yeah.
But I think that was the first time. And then I didn't get it, obviously. Auditioned a year later, didn't get it again. And then they reached out to me again this year. I just gotten married, so they were like, "Hey, we really think we just saw you got married. We think you and your we could really market you guys as the newlyweds. We think this is your year, the newlyweds." And I was like, "Oh God, I don't want to do this." And I was like, "Okay." I had to talk to my wife, and I was like, "They really want us to do it this year." And I'm like, "All right, let's dive in. Let's see where it goes." And this is the farthest we made it in the process, so that was fun. But we
That's cool.
obviously didn't get it. So
Hey, you never know. You never know. Maybe like next year or the year after or the following year.
maybe I'm just way too introverted for like. I also I also think my passion and what I love about Lego is like the craft of it. Like
Mm.
I love the building, I love the bricks, like I love the process of building things. So it's less about like Lego as a brand that I'm obsessed with. It's more just like the craft of building with Lego.
Sure.
So I think it's hard for me to like get that across on live like when I don't know. It's just tough. And there were a lot of people at the audition who are like die hard just like Lego fans, and I just it doesn't come across as well for me
Sure.
as someone who's so introverted. I'm like I don't know, but we'll see.
I'm very in a similar boat. Like if I'm in that environment, I'm just like, can I fail on purpose to go home? Because I feel very uncomfortable here. That's how I would be. Um, but what's you did the video like of your house growing up, like you built that, and I thought that was really interesting because not in like a bad or negative derogatory way, but it's not something you see often. People building something from their own life and having it so vulnerable like that. Do you ever foresee yourself kind of doing something similar to that anytime soon or down the road, or is that like a one time build?
I don't know. I mean, I maybe would. I haven't thought about that though. It's definitely been a while since I've like thought about building something like that. It's also tough too because I feel like this past like year or two, especially probably past 2 years, I've definitely been building a lot based on if I think it'll do well on YouTube or not, which is it's not. I mean, it's not like always a positive thing. I mean, I'm still building things I really want to build and that like I love to build, so it's still fun for me. But there is still always a piece of me that's like, okay, can I build this for YouTube and do I think it'll do well? I don't expect any of my videos to like obviously like get hundreds of thousands of views, but I still would like a decent amount of people to see them. So I don't know. I haven't really thought about building anything super personal like that on my channel. But I will say, like, me building Rogue One is in some ways very personal to me because, like, I don't know. Again, kind of like you were saying, that movie did mean a lot to me when I saw it. Like, it was like the first very like raw, grounded, pretty gritty Star Wars movie. Like, it was kind of a Star Wars movie I'd always really wanted to see.
Sure.
And I just loved the characters. I loved the first time I saw it with my friend Logan. Like, I remember, like, we bought tickets last minute. We were both like seated on opposite ends of the theater because we didn't get tickets together, and just like both left the theater after that Darth Vader scene. Just like, holy crap, man, that was insane.
Yeah.
So like, and same with the Andor series. Like, these are things that are very personal to me, and I try to, put a little piece of myself into these mocks, even though they are at the end of the day just Lego Star Wars mocks. But I try to, make them a little bit more personal and add a little personal touch, a little story to it. I don't know.
Man, I wish we'd get another film like Rogue One. That would be. I know this is gonna sound stupid, but they're like, yeah, you have the Clone Wars for that. I would just like to see like a Star Wars movie, very similar to how Rogue One was, but from a clone trooper's perspective. Like, say, like a small fire team of clones going in, doing something, or even, going through the comic book. I'm sure it's been retconned. It's hard to keep track of like what's canon and what's not anymore, or like when the clones have to fight against the other clones, like during when the Empire is taken over, kind of around that Bad Batch timeline.
Yeah.
And then it'd just be so cool just seeing it like warfare through like a camera shot, like through their visor, and you just see every. I just think that'd be a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just more like that, or even give us one of Rogue One, but from the Empire's perspective.
That'd be crazy.
Like, how do we deal with this rag team of rebels here? We're the most powerful force in the galaxy, but yet we can't stop hope. What's happening? Just stuff like that. And I reckon, Mandalorian was great. I wasn't a fan of season 3. How do you feel about it?
I wasn't really a fan of it either. Yeah, I felt like it really dropped. I feel like the quality really dropped down. I feel like that's not, I think a lot of people have said that, but it definitely was just kind of a bummer how it panned out. And like, I feel like because of that, I'm like not really excited for the movie, whatever it's called, to come out. So yeah, that show didn't pan out as well as I would liked. I feel like Ahsoka didn't really pan out as well as I would have liked. Mm-hmm. I do think the Bad Batch, though, I feel like I really did like watching the Bad Batch.
Me too.
That was a fun show.
Man, I'm liking it more and more. Bad Batch is great.
Yeah.
I think it gets a lot of wrongful hate.
Yeah, I liked it. I think there's some silly stuff in it.
Sure.
But for the most part, I mean, but that's like that's like the Clone Wars too. Yeah. Like every other Clone Wars episode is kind of bad, but then you get like a phenomenal one, and then you get a bad one, but then you get 3 good ones, and then you get another bad one.
Then you get a really good arc, and then you get a really crummy, like 6 episodes. Then it's like, hold on, they're cooking real quick. They're cooking, and then
they keep you on your toes.
Yeah, it's also, I feel like a lot of the negative too could have been from people in our generation that just kind of forgot how Clone Wars went, and then they're watching like the same thing but reskinned in its own manner.
Yeah,
and it's not as good as it used to be. It's like, well, yeah. You're a full-blown adult right now. Like, of course it's not gonna be as good.
You're not a kid anymore. Stuff is cooler when you're a kid.
Yeah, everything's cool. Lasers coming from a gun and a laser comes from a metal piece. Dude.
You're not thinking about it as hard.
Yeah. Are you a Star Trek guy at all?
I am actually not. I have not seen any. I've seen those like newer Star Trek movies, I think with Chris Pine. But besides those, I've never seen any Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah, I I don't even know where to begin. So if you have a recommendation of like what I should start watching.
I would say Star Trek is I watched definitely more Star Trek than Star Wars growing up because that was always on the TV. My dad was a huge Trekkie. My grandpa was, most of my childhood we lived with my grandparents, so it was always on. I've always liked the Next Generation, and I felt like that's a very nice way to start into it. It's not too like old-fashioned film where it's not like, oh, it's so bland or everything feels forced. It's a very nice starting point because it's modern, but it's not too modern. It's in that nice little bit, and it's definitely a nice place to start right there, I would say. I was curious on your opinion just because of the Enterprise is coming out here soon.
Oh yeah,
and
saw that.
I'm stoked for that. That's definitely coming home, but not day one. Very much how the Death Star is. Do you think you'd ever purchase the Death Star if it went on a good sale?
No. The thing is, I don't know. I have a wife. Not that she would ever tell me not to buy it, but like I could use that money and we could go on a trip together type of thing.
Yes.
So it's like, do I really want to buy this thing, or could my wife and I go to California, or could we use that money and go to Denmark and go take a tour of the Lego house or something?
That's true.
That's kind of where my mind is, where I'm like, I think I'd rather use that money, or even if it's not with my wife, maybe I go take a trip with my friends or something, it's, I got to prioritize the experiences versus is with that set though. I mean, that set's just way too, it's pretty steep, that price.
I agree. I think the only way I would get it is, in the great world of whatnot sells we have now. Everyone's selling like the figs out of them. It's like, just give me the set for like 300 buckaroos, and I'll populate it with some customs.
That's funny.
That's probably the only way I would get it. I mean, I love the set. It looks like a really fun time, and it's also Riley's favorite set, I believe. He digs it a lot. But
it's a great set. I'm not a hater. I think I really liked the I don't know. I liked it. I don't care that the back doesn't look good. I liked how it displayed and things. I thought had some cool techniques, but I'm kind of the opposite. Just give me all of the figs.
Oh, okay.
That's how I feel.
I like the figs out of it, but I also, if I look in this drawer here, I probably have a good couple hundred of like custom figgies, and they're all from there. So it's like,
that's also true.
I could put these out of like a little plastic container and put them inside of another plastic container of sorts that actually has display purposes. But people who are complaining about the back of it, I'm like, are you guys really going to complain about the back of a build? Like, are you guys going to display it just looking at it? Like,
yeah, I didn't really mind that, but I do agree about, I guess, custom figs. I've been getting a few from, I guess I'm plugging them, but Orbital minifigures has some of the, like, I bought a few for my Rogue One build. They're so good.
Very, very nice.
I rarely buy custom minifigures too, but
he's such a nice man. I met him at Brickworld 24, and just an impeccable dude. Like, it was really cool hearing an Australian accent in the flesh.
I know, yeah.
But he was just talk about a guy that knows like every nautical canon item of Star Wars lore. That dude, like, he was saying stuff from like a 2-second spurt of like from the Star Wars Ewok Christmas special. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, hold up here. Really nice guy. Did you get the Galen's Homestead figgy?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Those were the ones I saw those, and I was like, God, I have to buy them. I bought those. I bought that Cassian one. I bought a I bought a Tarkin one because I'm like,
Oh yeah,
why would I pay $30 for like an actual Lego branded Tarkin when I can just buy one for half the price that
sure.
looks maybe even better. And then I bought the I think it was it was the Cassian and Melshi minifigure as well, and they're so good.
That was such a great drop.
It was.
I wonder what else he's got cooking. I know he didn't have anything to do with it, but I know you're an Imperial era enjoyer, so you might dig it.
I am.
But dude, Thrawn with glasses. Let's see if I can.
Wow.
Dude, talk about nerd. I love it. But currently Darthing my Ostiff. Yo. I'm not sure if that's a nod to the original name, but that's pretty cool. Nice to see you here, Shawnee boy. So kind of going back when you were showing a lot of like your personal life behind the scenes when you're doing videos like that. How do you seem to like a lot of running?
Yeah.
Is it still pretty prominent in your day-to-day life?
No, not recently. I think I was training for a half marathon, so I was running a lot. But you kind of have to, if I don't have that goal, like I had signed up for it, so like, okay, now I have to train for it. I'm not signed up for anything, so now I'm like, I don't need to be running as much.
Sure.
But I play a lot of soccer. I coach high school here in Minnesota in the fall, but I also like still play. So I play in like a men's league and I play in like a co-ed league. So
okay.
Like that's kind of my active thing I do. But yeah, I play like a ton of soccer, and it's definitely taking a toll on my body. I have like a shoulder injury. I have like an ankle injury. So we'll see how much longer I can do this. But I do like running though. I did like trick my brain into kind of liking it, but I do need to do more of it. But I also have to finish Rogue One, so.
Rogue One. But so it's neat because I didn't know you were a coach because I just now, this is I guess my rookie season coaching for wrestling.
Ooh, wrestling coach. Did you wrestle?
I did. Yep.
Okay.
And then I do a lot of jiu-jitsu and some judo here and there. Then before that, I did a lot of taekwondo.
Never dabbled in any of that.
Well,
it seems cool though.
If you ever really want like a really fun like way to completely like, get your stress out in a violent way that's not violent, give jiu-jitsu a try. It's a good time. How do you feel about coaching? I'm very new to it, and it's very interesting. Like last night, I can't remember what we were talking about. I was talking to our head coach or something, and the one kid goes, "You're something unked." I'm like, "Yo, what is?" Do you ever get times where you're like, they're saying things, you're like, "Yo, I have no idea what you're talking."
What age group do you coach? Kind
of high school.
Okay, yeah, no, I coach 15, 16-year-olds, so like 10th graders. So yeah, I hear that stuff all the time that I'm like, what? But yeah, no, coaching is truly one of the hardest things I've ever done. But it is also like at the same time one of the funnest things and like one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done. Like it's also different than playing the sport or like participating in it. Like it's almost more stressful because you want it to be a positive experience for them. But it's really hard but it's really fulfilling, I will say.
See, I'm hoping to really feel that fulfilling part because right now it's just like, man, half these times if they're not picking their nose and getting a booger out, it's like they're not listening. That's the hardest thing. He's like grabbing their attention and they're like, why are we always losing left and right? I'm like, well, not gonna point fingers, but you guys are doing nothing to listen. And
it's tough to get their attention at times, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. do you ever, when you're coaching, do you ever find yourself just like drifting off, thinking about a different sport than what you're doing?
Maybe not a different sport, but there are definitely times, during a drill, like a soccer drill, I'm just like, I kind of doze off and I'm like, oh, whoa, I got to snap back in here. I got a bunch of kids' lives in my hands. I got to focus up.
Yeah.
It's also tough. I will coach immediately after like my job, or I'll leave my job like an hour and a half early, then have to like go coach. So I'm already exhausted. But
this is how are the parents from the coach perspective? I'll let you go first on that one.
Mine I've been coaching for 3 years, and I think mine have been okay for the 3 years. But I think the benefit of coaching high school for me is like my season's only a month and a half long, so it's pretty short and sweet. So like I don't have to interact with the parents that much. But like if I was coaching like a club soccer team that was like a year-long thing, I think I'd be dealing with the parents a lot more, and I'd be hearing their input a lot more, which would suck, which is why I don't coach club soccer. But luckily my parents have been okay.
That's good. Mine, I haven't had too many interactions with them, but also I think it's the area, like where school's in. It's very interesting because it's like, I'm not trying to be mean in any way. I'm just trying to say it, and I'm not trying to offend anyone in the process. So if I offend anyone, I apologize. But like the school, like the students are trying to be redneck, but they're also trying to be ghetto at the same time. And it's a really interesting balance. And with the wild world of vocabulary we have now, a lot of the parents will email me or the head coach like, "Where's my kid picking up this word? Where's my kid picking? Like, are you guys doing it? Are you guys doing it? I know they didn't wear it at church on Sunday." I'm like, well, honestly, they're saying words I've never heard for the first time. But especially like we just had pictures last week, and they're all up our rear. Like, when are we getting the pictures? I'm like, reach out to Lifetime Photos. Those are the people you want. But I mean, they're okay, but they're very. I think it's because I'm a new person. Like I went to school districts where I went to school and everything, but they're very skeptical of everything. Like they feel like, oh, my kid didn't win his match. You didn't coach him properly, or something like that. So it's just interesting. It varies per person. I mean, I haven't had. That's definitely a question I can answer fully at the like February timeframe.
Mm-hmm.
Like for us, it's it starts a little bit in the middle of the football season for like conditioning and everything. Because wrestling, it goes like our first match was not this weekend, but the last weekend, and it goes until like states in February or March. So it's a nice long window.
Okay.
But, and then now they're asking if I would also want to do the middle school. I'm like, no, I can't handle high schoolers. I ain't going to no middle school.
Yeah, I couldn't do middle school. I like my age group. I don't think I'd really want to do anything else, because then I think it feels more like babysitting.
Mm-hmm.
At least with high schoolers, it's like you still got to babysit them a little bit, but like they're a little bit older.
Yeah. But going back to the Lego, I'm sorry for that tangent there. I was very interested when you said that you're a coach. That's fascinating too. So what would you say is your best way of like drawing inspiration for each project? Do you go through and maybe like, if you're going on Instagram and you look up like the hashtag mocks and kind of see what people are doing, are you ever like, I like their technique, let me try it for this? And then how do you just figure out all that inspiration?
Yeah, I mean, movies for sure for me, huge inspiration. TV, but like other Lego stuff, it's tough because I don't consume a ton of like Lego related content.
Sure.
Like I said earlier, it's a lot of cheesy studios, solid brick studios. But I do remember, I'm trying to find the collab. Let's see. I'm gonna find this because this collab was so good.
I'm very interested. Collabs are great.
I will say the recent Jetta collab that I think was Brick Labs official did was really cool recently. And then, okay, here it is. What was this collab? Silvoria. What group did this? Was it Bobalug? I think it was Bobalug.
Bobalug's pretty cool.
Yeah. Bobalug did the Silvoria collab.
Mm.
And it was insane. Like how detailed all the landscaping was and the Imperial bases. So I will say this Rogue One series definitely was very inspired by this collab. I was really impressed with like all the builders. It was a lot of like young guys too, like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds. I'm like, dang, you guys are really good.
showing out here.
Yeah, so I don't know. They did a really good job. So I will say I found a lot of inspiration from them. But I also go on Pinterest a lot. Just look up like Star Wars concept art. I love Pinterest is a good place to find inspo.
I love that you still use Flickr.
Flickr's I gotta still post on Flickr. I feel like there's some old heads on Flickr that just I don't know, posting for them mostly.
The best analogy I can make for it is like Instagram is like the Facebook for MySpace, but in the Lego world. Like Flickr used to be to Instagram, now Instagram's in. Like Flickr was MySpace, and Instagram's a Facebook. Just it's neat. But what's your favorite or your go-to part for building?
The thing is, I tried to prepare for this question. I like weirdly was like, what if I get asked my favorite part? And I was like, I don't really know what I would say. I'm trying to think.
Can I take a guess?
Sure.
I don't know the name of it, but it's like the 2x2 with the 4 outer studs. You used a lot of them for a fat minute.
2x2 with 4. Oh, is it like the snot brick?
Yeah.
I think that is probably my favorite part because I do use that so much.
When you were doing the Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order mock, once again, my favorite planet of all Star Wars. And I love seeing, like, I'm like, man, how does he get that big shape? And then I just saw, like, you did, like, an entire, like, rectangle of those, like, going up, like, 12 studs. He just, like, built out, like, high IQ right there.
I will say, yeah, that I do use that piece a lot. And I remember when I was still in Rebel Lug, and when you're in, like, a lug, you get lug bulk, where you get, like, that discounted, once a year, your lug can order a bunch of discounted parts. And I think my first year in the lug, I was like, I need a bunch of these snot bricks. And I got, I think, like 200 of them. And I used them, in every mock. And it is just like it feels like almost cheating making landscape that way. It just feels so much simpler than how some people make landscapes. But yeah.
Tiger's also shown to Kona. The Kona love.
Very good. I've had 2, I will say. I did have 2.
Well, I won't tell if you have a third. I'm joking. But Kennedy says, gotta say, I love the use of quarter tiles you include in your builds. Definitely inspired to use more of them.
I do love a quarter tile as well. I love
pretty sharp.
Can really get like a nice rounded landscape using those, I will say.
I can see it. When you're talking about Lego Masters, you reached out to you and your significant other. How is your significant other also really into the Lego as well? Is it like kind of something you guys share here and there, or is it a you thing?
No, we definitely like play it up for the interviews and stuff, but like they know that going in, because like most of the time for Lego Master, like if you go into the process as a pair, most of the time one person isn't always as Lego minded as the other. But she, we'll build sets together every once in a while. If we get like put a good movie on, and maybe we'll build a set together, or I get one and she builds the other, or something like that. Or I build bag one, she builds bag two. So I think she really respects what I do. She loves what I do, and obviously she allows me to have like this whole entire space here in our apartment. And
W, significant other.
So she's very supportive, but she's just, she's got her own creative hobbies. And
does she, like, if you guys are watching a movie together, does she ever go, hey Abe, you should build that?
I think like sometimes, like I feel like, yeah, or like if we're out in public and she sees like maybe a cool building or something, she'll be like, oh, that would be cool if you built something like that.
Sure.
Cool. Some cool architecture.
Do you ever, I know Coconut said this in one of his like member videos at some point. He said if he's just driving or walking or something, he'll find a way to kind of like look at nature or buildings and then think about building those in his head. Do you also do that as well?
I do, yeah. And I've been doing that since I was like a kid, where I just would be like in a car. My dad's driving me to soccer practice, and I'm like looking out the window. I see a lamppost, and I'm like, how would I build that in Lego? And just like in my head, I'm going through the different pieces I could use to build it. So it's definitely like I don't know, it's like a weird tick, or
sure,
just like a weird, thing I've had as a kid that I just do, where I just look and I clock things. I'm like, oh, that would be cool. Sometimes I take pictures now, I definitely do that.
Speaking of pictures, if you have, I'm sorry if we're running pretty long on time here. I'll try and wrap it up for
It's fine.
Oh, right on. I love how you photograph everything, and I especially loved it with your clone base video. How you did the picture. It looked like on a table or a counter, and that was just so. How when you build, do you keep in mind like how can I capture this as a picture later? Is that something that's always in like the back of your mind when you're building?
Yeah, I will say yes. Most of the time, yes. Like I usually like to know the angle I'm going to shoot the photo at, because, especially like if you look at my Andor photos, it's like a square. And it's like a slice. So like I'm not going to take a picture I'm taking the picture at the same angle for every build. Like if you look at the Andor series, it's the same angle for the most part of every build. It's the same square, it's the same L shape. Sure. That's the same with Rogue One. For the most part, it's like the same. I'm building everything at the same angle. So I definitely do think about how I'm going to photograph a build, because also I don't have the parts collection to like make a mock look pretty from every side. I mean, the clone base was an exception because I did a full interior as well. But I definitely think about that because, again, I don't have unlimited pieces, so I do want to be, resourceful, and I don't want to waste parts on something if I don't have to. And but there are times, I think that clone base in particular, where it just that base was even got so much bigger than I anticipated it being, which is I think why I photographed it on my kitchen table instead of my light box. But it ended up looking pretty cool out there anyway.
That's my all-time favorite photo on your account. It's just Lego lifestyle images needs to take some notes.
I know. I do actually want to take more. I plan on taking more like lifestyle pictures too for this Rogue One series, just because I think they looked cool, and I'm trying to get a new camera too, so hopefully I can turn in my old one, get some cash for it, and get a better camera.
I know of a great way to get some cash. It may not be ethical, but if something happens, don't hold me liable. But I heard banks carry a lot of it, or Brinks trucks.
I'll have to
You know,
check it.
you could pull a Dark Knight move. Don't condone it, but I'm very intrigued by your clone base. Would you be able to like shed some like architecture or engineer cut on it, like how you got the idea for it, and then the process leading through the execution, and like what were some of the parts when you're building? You're like, shoot, this is not going well. Just kind of like I'm not sure how to word it, but the whole timeline of it, because I'm very interested on it.
Yeah, I think that one I got the idea off of Pinterest again, off just some guy's art, or I don't know if it was a concept art, but it was just some sci-fi looking military base. It was completely unrelated to Star Wars. So that was the initial design. And I knew I wanted to build a clone base just because I think every mock builder has to build, a clone base. That's
Rite
just
of
a
passage.
classic Lego Star Wars mock, is building your clone base. And I had never really done one like that before. So I had this picture picked out, took a lot of inspiration from it. I think the hardest part for that one was just like the angles of it.
Mm.
It had like two really, really sharp angles, and I kept building them wrong. Like I kept getting, there was something off about it. Like I was always like a stud off, and it took me forever to like get the angle down. So it was like a proper angle. The Lego bricks were fitting correctly together. It wasn't like forced into like an illegal position. I feel like rarely I never wish I had different pieces. Like usually I'm able to work with what I have. And I think there's a director, what's his name? David Lynch has like a quote where he's like, when you're working with limitations, it usually tends to make you more creative, which is why I like my parts collection, and I try not to buy parts unless I absolutely need them. So I feel like rarely I'm ever like, oh, I wish I had this piece. Usually I'm able to work with what I have and find a solution with what I have. And I don't know.
So, how, based off of like how you said with your part collection, and you did a brilliant video on it, what would you say are like some non-negotiable parts that someone, if they don't have it, they should probably shell out to get a slew of it?
Yeah, I mean, you need the basics. I think you need I think those snot bricks, you should get a lot of those. I think you need a lot of just 2x4 bricks. You need some sort of filler bricks. If you use Duplo or just like 2x4 bricks, 2x6, like you just need some sort of filler.
Mm.
I think 1x2 plates, I think it kind of depends on your niche, like what you like to build. If you like Star Wars, you got to get a lot of light bluish gray, dark bluish gray bricks. You just got to do it.
That's a ultimate Star Wars color.
Yeah, I think you need some slopes, but like you just need kind of the classic slopes. I think like a 1x2 rounded brick, 1x2 slope, 1x1, 1x2 slope, 2x2 slope. I'm trying to make sure I get the numbers correctly. There's so many different parts,
dude. It gets overwhelming, especially when you go into like the color keys for the bricks. It's like, yo, what? It's like English.
But I think I mean, you really can't go wrong with just like the most basic pieces. It's truly a fine place to start. They're also like the cheapest options out there. I love like masonry bricks. Like
those are beautiful.
Yeah, I think masonry bricks are fine to get, and you can get them for cheap. A lot of the times they're on a pick a brick wall. 1x4 bricks. I do love a good 1x4 brick.
Mm-hmm.
And
just like click.
Plates too, 2x4 plates. I also love some good like support, like those like tall support pieces, and like some like large panel pieces that are like this big.
Yeah, what are they, like it's like the 6x6x8 or something long like that.
Yeah, I love those for like filler brick or filling out the backside of a mock or something.
Yeah, that's something else I loved about your Fallen Order video, is you showed how to achieve height relatively inexpensively.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people are like, oh, it has to be structurally sound. You have to make sure you have it all filled with filler brick. You're like, hey, here's this cool part. If you want to, just stack these. And I'm like,
you can build out.
Yeah, and when at Brickworld, me and Kennedy and a few of the other guys, we went to the Lego store, and because I asked him one night, because I was like, oh, what are those pieces he uses? He goes, dude, I know what piece you're talking about, but I can't figure the name of it. Like, I think it was Kennedy. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, Kennedy. I don't mean to like tell you where you were type thing. I'm just trying to recall my memory. But I'm almost certain it was, because him and I were looking. They set out like this at the Lego store there. They set out like a whole different table of just pick a brick, because I know Brickworld's there, and and I finally found him. And I'm like, or it was Nate. I'm like, hey, this is the part Hypolite used in this one video. I feel cool now. What piece was it? Shoot.
Let me grab it.
Oh, it's a great piece.
I'm pretty sure this is what we're talking about, right? This one?
Oh,
is this what we're talking about?
Let me grab it. I think I got it. All right. I've returned. I found the piece.
Oh yeah, those are great.
I think they could be the silent goat.
I will say those are phenomenal for filler brick, and they also have like spots for axles, so you can like really make them sturdy.
Yeah. I started finding this piece. I'm like, I'm a cool guy now.
Yeah, those are really good. But I will say these ones also very good, because truly I think that Last Jedi, or no, not Last Jedi, the Jedi Fallen Order mock truly is just a big square with a bunch of those supports and a bunch of these, and then I just built the landscape all around the box, basically. Yeah. All it is.
It's such an aesthetically pleasing build.
It's a good one.
I love like even when you do like the flag as like, because those are all over in the game, and all I know is I'd really like to see you take a crack at like the meditation circle. Those are pretty neat, because it's just like a lot of people have done them, yeah, but the way you go about and you think about how you're doing it, it's very fascinating to me, because you have an entirely different approach than a lot of other people I watch, and it's and so do they. They have different aspects of what they're doing too, and it's just very fascinating seeing how everyone's approach is different. But it's like the quote from the interview: different, but same. It's like everyone has a different approach to it, but they end up with the same result.
There's a lot of different ways to build like a Lego landscape, and get the same result.
Yeah. And Mr. Nate Builds alumni says, hey gang, won't be able to tune in live tonight, but I'm greatly looking forward to viewing the conversation tomorrow. I hope you got where you're traveling safely, brother, and thanks for popping in. It does mean a lot. There is one mock in particular I really, if you wouldn't mind like giving us like a director's cut.
Yeah.
Your Cloud City. That, wow. It's all I can say about it's a wow. Because I feel like, I feel like being a fan would be the wrong word to say, but admirer of your work. It seems like that one alone seemed to challenge you the most. Because you were doing a lot of different things in it that maybe like you have done, but we just haven't seen you do it. Like the computer screen or the light, when you press in. How did you get the inspiration to do Cloud City? but to build it up, because I don't want to like assume anything, but I feel like it's very much like an evolution of when you did your Fallout bunker, because it was very much like that level system.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
I'm just curious, like, how was that? How did that challenge you as, someone who I view as like a pretty darn big expert in the world of Lego building?
Yeah, I think I will say like that mock in the video itself, because I want to include like making the video, because they're really it's this, they go hand in hand. And I think, where did I hear? I think Firebird Bricks. I think that's the name, right? He's got a big channel. He makes good videos.
Good dude.
Another guy our age, seems like a great dude.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was hearing him talk about this. Maybe it was in his like second channel, but he talks about like, or maybe it was Coconut talking in his video with you about what Firebird Bricks told him. Just like advice about like storytelling and how to like build a story around each video, and like how to build a story around creating a mock.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I wanted to like make that video and that mock building video more of a story, which is why I set goals for myself, and I like wanted to push myself, and why I was like, okay, why don't I put play features in this mock? Why don't I add some sort of light function? And how do I make this mock modular? How do I make it bigger? Like, how do I make like a really solid episode that like people can come with me on this like journey of building this mock? So that's how it got started. And I think, so I was definitely challenged in that department of like, okay, how am I going to achieve all of that? I also think a challenging part of that mock, I mean, the size was really hard, but I think like things just kept changing as I kept building it. Like the size changed, how I like structured it changed, where I made it bigger on the bottom and it got smaller up top. I kind of got burnt out at the end of building it. Like, I feel like that happens sometimes, especially with bigger mocks like that, where like I'm kind of like 85% done with it, and I'm just like, I don't even want to build it anymore. Like, I'm so tired. So I kind of like didn't want to build anymore towards the top of it. And, do I keep building or do I just stop? So that was kind of tough to decide. I also think it was tough because I wanted you to be able to like see in each section. So I had to make each section tall enough. So a lot of it was logistics. How tall do I want to make it so you can still see into each room? I don't know. I think hopefully that answers it. It was a tool, that's for sure.
It's definitely a video I'm paying a lot more attention to now, because I began working on. I feel like I have the curse of apartments, because it feels like the only thing I ever build is apartments. I'm not sure if it's like a little like, I don't know why, but I've been working on something for Brickworld to take this year, and I'm kind of taking a similar approach to how you were talking about with Cloud City. I'm a big fan of The Big Bang Theory. Love that show. And the set's nice, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's very daft. So I want to do kind of, I'm sure you've seen it. There's so many levels to their apartment that covers so many different parts of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to build their apartment complex, but have it in a way so like because it's filmed in front of the live audience, and have it so all the sig figs I have of people are just going to fill the audience, and it's like you can see it being filmed. I think that'd be kind of fun, because I love like how Coconut and every like finale he has for all of his Star Wars builds, it's like he has like George Lucas and the film crew.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, so I've been seeing how you did like the layering of like the floors, like how you staggered them. Because like, I need to do their laundry room. It's pretty pivotal to Sheldon. The dude's always in there doing laundry like every other episode. And it's like, I really appreciated seeing that vertical building, because it's like, oh, you're still able to complete like smaller size builds, but it just pyramids into something bigger, and I think it's really fascinating. Did you enjoy that process? And if so, do you think what would be something else you would build kind of following that same principle?
Ooh.
Give me 1 second. My cat wants out. She's crawling there. There you go. I apologize.
No problem. Cats are gonna do what they're gonna do.
That they do.
I'm trying to think. What would I do? Oh, I think maybe like. I think this goes back to me saying I want to build some more Batman stuff. Like I think Arkham, like an Arkham Asylum, would be really cool with different levels. Kind of like, I mean, that most recent set that they just came out with, I really actually liked that set, and they kind of had some different levels, but I would want to do something similar but like much bigger, a little bit more detailed, more mock versus set. I think I would do something like that. I think an Arkham would be really cool. Have all the different cells, like all the different stories. You could kind of fill in those gaps. I mean, it's basically just like a big dollhouse. Is like that's what the clone base was basically, and Cloud City. They're just basically just kind of adult dollhouses I make, and then I just add little scenes and details in it.
Sure.
But I think maybe Arkham would be really cool. Or yeah, I think that's my answer.
I would like to see you do Arkham. Do you have I know you said earlier you wanted to do the Batcave. Is there like a certain Batcave that you like the most out of all of them that we've seen?
I mean, I feel like we haven't seen enough of Pattinson. I mean, his is more. I did like his. It's in the kind of underground train station or subway, whatever it was.
The Wayne Tower.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to remember Christian Bale's. I barely even remember what his looked like.
Oh, his in Batman Begins was great.
Yeah. I mean, his was really cool.
Because in the Dark Knight, it's like a shipping container.
Yeah, they had to change it. I don't know. Maybe Christian Bale's. I don't even remember some of the older ones, what they looked like. It's been a couple years since I've watched them.
Yeah. I think the Batman Forever Batcave is probably my favorite.
Is that, what's his toes?
Val Kilmer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably my favorite Batman.
Val Kilmer's pretty great. Have you seen that documentary about him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you seen the Superman documentary?
I haven't seen the Superman one, but I heard it's really good.
It definitely made me cry like a baby. I know Kennedy said he almost shed a few tears too. It's so touching. It's just like the life of Christopher Reeve is insane. Like that dude, he's Superman in and out. So I know you said you liked how the DC was being kicked off. Did you watch Peacemaker?
I did.
Did you like the second season?
I liked aspects of it. Have you seen it all?
Yes.
Okay. Before I talk about that, I wanted to make sure. I liked aspects of it. I mean, I love John Cena as that character. He's like so freaking awesome, and I really, I like all the characters. I think there were just things about the story that I don't know. There were a lot about the story I loved, and I loved the alternate universe. Like I loved all of that. I almost I wanted more of that. Like I feel like they didn't.
It got cut short.
I feel like it got cut short, which I was like, oh, that's super interesting. That whole dynamic, and his brother and his dad was a much better guy, and I'm like, I wanted so much more of that. So I kind of was just like, kind of got cut short, and I was like, then it kind of moved on to some other things, and I was like, I don't know. I still liked it, but it maybe just, I don't know.
It felt rushed, I think. I mean, I like seeing Vigilante's development in that season.
Yeah, he's one of the best characters.
He's great. I like now that Spider-Man's canonized in the DCU. I think that's great. And also, like, everyone's like, Adrian, we've been paying for your breakfast every day for years, and you tell money. It's just like, he has such a pure heart, but yet he's like the most violent dude on the face of the earth.
He's crazy.
Who would you like to see be the DCU Batman?
Oh boy, I don't even know. I feel like I haven't thought about that enough because I'm just like still like focusing on the Battinson. Like I'm just waiting for that sequel to come out. So I haven't really been focused too much on the new DCU Batman.
Sure.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's so hard to pick because it's like I feel like there's the people that would be perfect for the role might be just a little bit too old, you know?
Yeah, totally.
I think that's the big thing. At a moment, I was thinking, you know, Austin Butler would be kind of cool, but I'm like, he's too young. They need because he's gonna have Damien this time, so it's like he needs to be not too old, but not too young. I'm thinking like late 30s, early 40s at the most.
I know, and I feel like a lot of the younger actors that I know like wouldn't be a good fit. And yeah, a lot of actors that would are too old. There is just like that bit of space, like that age group that I just like can't. I don't know enough actors in that age group quite yet.
But see, I'm very excited for Salvation. That I like that they finally kind of showed like what this first phase is going to be about. But I'm like, man,
I did think that was cool.
Yeah, it just gets me all excited. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen? Because I'm one of those big comic book heads, and it's finally nice seeing Salvation being portrayed or shown. I'm glad that Tiger he's reading to run, so he's pretty stoked. And hello, Mr. Clone Commander Cross. I'm also I get very confused too because they're trying to say like, Pattinson's not gonna be involved, but if you look at like the behind us, especially like when everyone's leaving Metropolis for a split second, if you pause it, it'll be like Gotham's in a flood, da 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 da, and it has like the picture of Pattinson walking with the torch.
Oh really?
And it's like there's several things that says like on one screen it says Gotham's elected a new mayor, then it says there's a flood in Gotham. So it's like, are they really trying to do it? It's like, at the same time, I don't want it to happen because they're two different tones.
Very different tones.
It's like, I couldn't see it happening, but it's also something I wouldn't like throw past Mr. Daddy James Gunn. Wouldn't throw it past him.
I feel like he wouldn't do that though. I don't know. Yeah. Very different tones, though. Like James Gunn's movies are very different than Matt Reeves' movies. I love both tones. Don't get me wrong, but they're very different. I don't see them up well.
There's no way it could. I mean, Jensen Ackles would be a pretty good choice, just because he's done the voice of Batman and a lot of the animated stuff.
But he's Soldier Boy, though.
Yeah, but now that's over, so it's.
I guess that's true. Only one more season, I think.
Yeah, and they wrapped up on that.
But they're doing a new show. They're doing a spin-off show though, with him and.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, with two other actors I saw about like his. It's like a prequel, or like about.
Oh yes, with I can't remember her name, but I know she was pretty in with the Nazi Party.
Yeah.
What was her name? It'll hit me. But I like that you're also a fan of The Boys. I like seeing your mock you did with the figures going.
Oh, yeah. Cool. I like The Boys. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes I'm like, geez, Louise, maybe I'm getting old for this. But other times I'm like, nah, this is a fun show to watch.
Yeah. It's interesting. But yeah, I think that's my last and final question for you. Then I have a few questions starred from a few folks. What was your favorite technique to learn to build with? Like whether it be snot, greebling, or etc. Like what has been your favorite technique, Rick? This is gonna be permanent.
I think I think this one with the snot bricks and just like stacking these and then building landscape off of them to the side. I think that was really fun because it almost feels like I'm sculpting. Like I used to do pottery when I was like in high school and college. It almost feels like I'm like sculpting landscape using those. But I also like really like the super detailed greebling, kind of like what I did in the Cloud City mock, where like the sides of it is just that like super greebled, different bar pieces, grills, things like that. Like I really loved how that looked, and I've used that a little bit in my Rogue One series. So those are two off the top of the noggin that I have.
So, I will say I adopted using the snot bricks for the Big Bang set because the stairwell. I feel like it helps a lot because I can just do that tower of them and just build outwards, and it makes a pretty decent step.
Truly feels like you're cheating at building. I don't know why, but I'm just like this makes building a lot easier in a lot of ways.
It's like the Force Unleashed cheat codes.
I know.
Oh, are there any more like Star Wars video games that you'd like to build more from?
Yeah. I mean, the Star Wars Battlefront games, the newer ones, I freaking loved. I mean, I loved the classic OG Battlefront games. Those were like the first shooter games I ever had. But yeah, the newer ones, especially like that second one that just had a resurgence a couple months ago where everyone was back on playing it, which I was again, which was so fun. I think there's some scenes in those that are like a Sullust build would be cool, or I don't know. Those games have such cool like just maps, and just the inspiration is truly just like there's so much there that you can use. I think Sullust would be cool though. That's one that I've had kind of on the brain.
Yeah. I know me and Nate and Tiger, we've never gotten off. We're still playing here and there. But yeah, that resurgence was great.
It was so fun.
Like before that, it would take forever to find a full match. And then when that happened, I'm like, ooh. It just felt like we were back in like 2017.
Yeah. I think
good time. But yeah, I'd like to definitely see how I know if you do, I think it's the Hero Showdown, like the Felucia there where it has like the laser thing. That's so much fun. Like there's so many times where like I just go on there and I'll just play as Anakin or whoever and just start harvesting the crops there. Then everyone's looking at me like I'm like stupid or something. And then little do I know they're just like following me. And then they're sending me a message like, "Are you farming?" I'm like, "Yeah." Then we just farmed the entire game. It's a good time. But are you an Xbox or a PlayStation guy?
I'm Xbox. Yeah.
Let's go, King. Slay.
I wish I had more time to play video games. I definitely like choose building over playing games, but
sure.
I try to get on, play some Fortnite with some college buddies. We'll go on and play some Fortnite, or I played the new Jedi Fallen Order game. I played that like 7 months ago. I think I played it all, and I think my favorite game though is The Witcher 3.
Yeah, it's a Wild Hunt.
Yeah, that's my all-time favorite game. I would like to make a mock for that. I will say I forgot about that. That would be cool.
I think my all-time favorite game would be Oblivion.
I've never played Oblivion, but I've heard crazy good things. Isn't that the one where it's like insanely hard at times?
Depending on the quest line, like if you go for the Thieves Guild, I'm not gonna spoil the quest line in case you do play it, but like, unlike Skyrim's it's a great game, but it loses that Elder Scrolls-y feel. in there.
Okay.
Because like in Oblivion, if you were sneaking, even if you wore light armor, it would still make noise like it does in real life. But in Skyrim, it's like, oh, they can be looking at you like, I see no one. And it's like, bro, how do you not see me right now? But like, there's a mission where you're going through the Imperial City, especially in the where the Emperor lives, and you have to go through like the aqueducts, and you have to like really sneak your way around it. And they'll actually hear you outside of like your loading area, and then they can be right there waiting for you. It's like, dude, man, this is hard. But even the lock picking's a lot harder, because in Skyrim it's just like
yeah.
But you have to actually go like the farther you go in the game, it's just a good. I know they just did a remaster for Oblivion. I've been playing that a lot.
Okay, yeah, I did see that,
and it's a lot of fun. There's still some things that they left out from the original. I'm like, oh, or I would definitely say if you're not a fan of like old school graphics, of what the remaster is really good with the character animations and your characters don't look super goofy. I recommend it. I would like to do something with Oblivion. That'd be a fun build. Are you a Halo guy at all?
I wasn't a Halo guy, sadly. Oh. I feel like because my mom didn't let me play like violent video games growing up. And then, I mean, the old Battlefront games was about as like violent as I could get, which those ones are not violent at all compared to some games.
Gears of War.
Yeah. So when I finally was like allowed to get like a more violent game, Black Ops had just come out, and that's what all my friends were playing. So I was like, okay, I got into Black Ops, and then from there I played Call of Duty games until I was like a junior in college, and then or maybe sophomore, and then I got into the Battlefield games because Battlefield 1 came out. So no, I kind of just missed the Halo. I kind of missed Halo. I skipped over it. I never got into it.
Dude, whenever you have free time, highly recommend loading up Battlefield 6. And if you need a medic, I got you.
I've been watching videos online.
Being a medic is the most rewarding, fulfilling thing I've done in my life.
I've seen some crazy cinematic clips of awesome stuff on the game.
Oh yeah. It's such a fun game. And I really hope that it beats COD this year.
I do think Battlefield games are more fun than COD. Maybe it's just like getting a little bit older, like just having to like play. Like there's so much more to Battlefield games, whereas I don't want to go play Black Ops, I don't want to go play Call of Duty and just get absolutely destroyed just like the minute I spawn on a map. Or Battlefield, there's a little bit more strategy to it.
Yes.
You can play with friends. You can all get your role. I don't know. In my opinion, I think it's a lot more fun.
I agree. And I like the fact that your cover can get completely blown to pieces. Or, it's just like you actually have to use tactic. You can't just skate free. It's a good game. But Tiger has a question for you, because what's one theme / movie you think's underrated for mock building?
Underrated for mock building. That's a good question. I feel like there's not enough like sci-fi. Like there's a lot of Star Wars mocks, but there's not enough like there's so much more good sci-fi like media out there. Like Alien movies, the Predator movies. I think The Creator, which was a movie that came out like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
With Denzel's son.
Yeah, like a movie like that has such cool world building. Or there's movies like Elysium, which isn't that good of a movie, but like the world building and like the inspiration you can get from that movie is like
Yes.
absolutely insane. So I think there's like sci-fi media that doesn't get a lot of attention.
Sure.
That could get more, I think, more love from the mock building community, where, you know, we don't always need more
Star Wars.
Yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars out there, which isn't good. And I'm not saying don't build Star Wars. I build primarily Star Wars, so I can't really talk, but I think there is a lot more out there though that we could tap into, I think.
Yeah. I'm hoping, you know, I might be like one of the only few out there, but I'm not gonna say like in stone. But being like a Star Trek dude, like I'm always gonna like Star Wars more, 100%. But I'm hoping that they do more with this IP, and maybe we'll get some more of like Star Trek on there, because they do such good world building, just like how Star Wars did. You know, with all the different planets and the different landscapes and the different ships and the different rooms. I feel like it feels like Star Wars, but it's so vastly like appealingly different.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, or even now, it's nice seeing like Halo's getting like a resurrection into Lego space, and that's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Because I remember like growing up watching like the skits by Rooster Teeth of Red versus Blue, and then seeing like Lego people like Forest Fire 101, I think's his name. He did like little stop motions of like Halo.
Yeah. I know him, or I don't know him, but I know his videos.
Those were peak back in the day. They still are.
Yeah, he had such a cool style where it was just like, yeah, he's got a cool style.
He really does. He even did like some World War II stuff too, if I recall. That man did like a vast, like I can't even put it like how much he's done. But yeah, that's all I got, Mr. Abe. And is there anything you'd like to say, or do you have anything maybe to someone who's listening who's like too scared to start building, or even just if they are building, like they're too scared to post it, and they want to? What would you have to? Do you have any closing remarks? Or
yeah, I will say, I guess for people wanting to do something creative, or someone who has ideas and doesn't maybe know where to start, or they're new to the community, just start. Just start doing something. I feel like that's the hardest part. Even for me, who does it all the time, starting a project is the hardest part. But I will say, for people, you get in the creative rhythm a lot quicker than you think you do. So if you just start the project, which is the hardest part, you're gonna find your way through it. And I think just keep grinding through it, and I think you'll be surprised for what you come up with. Don't be afraid to post it either. I think the Lego community is very inviting, and I think people will find something to love about your builds.
Yeah, I second that, because when I never posted like a mock before, and I took a whim and shared the Simple Man apartment. That puppy almost had 1,000 likes in like 30 hours.
Yeah.
I was just mind blown. I'm like,
yeah,
man, I felt like I was like Kim Kardashian for a minute. I'm like, man. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, everyone was just like, no one's like super mean or derogatory.
No.
If they are, they're just like trolls.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's other stuff behind the scenes at conventions I don't see, but I think from, a basic social media side, posting your art and your creative projects out there, I think is going to get a pretty positive reaction from the community. So don't be afraid to post and just start. Just start.
So yeah, to people who aren't starting, you heard it from Abe.
Yep.
Abe said, "Do it.
Just do it."
Just like Shia LaBeouf. Just
That's true.
do it. But yeah, I just want to just say thanks for coming on. It's definitely a privilege. Because is this the first live show you've been on?
Yeah, this is the first live stream I've ever done. So props to you. This has been so fun. I love this. I definitely love to come back too. So
yeah, because
to ask. This was fun.
I guess I can say it now. Everyone knows that I do a lot of like over 24-hour streams in a sitting type thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing that puppy again this year. The same charity. It's gonna be a recurring thing. Every Christmas season, we'll do something to raise some money to find a cure for leukemia.
Yeah.
And every year leading up to Brickworld, to do one for St. Jude. The one for St. Jude's absolutely wild with the matches and everything. We're over 12K raised.
Dang.
And that was only within like 36 hours. That's insane. But yeah, we're gonna do like a live 24-hour Christmas special where I'm gonna try and get all the past guests on from the show for, you know, little like hour or 40-minute segments, you know, kind of scattered throughout. We're gonna have some fun games, you know. There might be some fun items for people. And we're currently in the works of making a Brick Connection Christmas sweater. So those will be available just for, you know, leading up to that. Then after, you know, the Christmas season, they're gonna be gone for good. But yeah, so that'll be happening. I don't want to put in the date because I still have to look at the wrestling schedule for December. But it'll be next month. So I think we'll probably do it.
You know where to find me.
Yeah.
Shoot me a date. I'll try to make it. I'll see if it works. But that sounds fun.
I'm thinking we'll either do it like the December 13th or the 20th, like that Friday evening and a Saturday. But yeah, and we'll have some fun things going on. And you know, towards the end, you know, the 24th, we'll see how many beers Austin can handle doing a live stream. Just eggnog. Gotta get in the spirit, you know. But Abe, just thank you for coming on. It's unreal. Like
Thanks
I said earlier, everyone has like one guest they would love to come on, and you were that for me. So,
and I'm here. Now you got to pick another one.
Oh, be careful. I'm joking. But thank you to everyone who's tuned in throughout the night. I definitely would go longer, but I want to be respectful of your time and, of course, the chat, because it is a Wednesday night.
That's
Everyone
true.
has work in the morning. But just thank you again, and you'll definitely be hearing from me soon.
Perfect. Thanks again for having me, man. This has been really great. This has been really fun. Good to talk Lego. So I don't get the opportunity to talk Lego with people that often, so this was good.
Well, you always have an open invite. And for people watching, there might be like an after-hour stream, probably tomorrow night or something, after ACOB. Because once you have the subscription to StreamYard, it's a hefty price tag, so you got to use it up while you got it. No wasting money. But yeah, thank you everyone, and thank you to Cody for everything he's doing behind the scenes with the Christmas sweater and then the Stiffy Sig Fig for next year. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, thank you again, Abe, and everyone in the chat. And we'll see you all soon.
Talk soon, Austin. Thanks for having me. Have a good night, man.
You as well.
Thank you.